Me again. I just want to talk briefly about some things that have transpired yesterday about the inquiry for the Prime Minister in his uniparty invoking the Emergency Act. Now, he had 60 days to put together a commission under the regulations when you want to use the Emergency Act. But what's really interesting is a couple of things, and I started looking at this from my perspective because I never believed that the government of Canada had a leg to stand on when it came to invoking the Emergency Act. And I received an email last night from Premier Brian Peckford, and as you know, he's the last living author of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in this country. And he outlined some really interesting points. And, the government of Canada under this inquiry, they're doing it because they have to, not because they want to. And they waited till the very last day. They had 60 days to do it. But the issue is that they get to select the judge who's going to preside over this. Each political party at the federal level gets a representative from both the House and the Senate to be part of the committee. But what was really disturbing is that if you look in the regulations for it under 63-1, there's an oath of secrecy. So they get to talk about a lot of this stuff behind closed doors, and it's never going to be made public to you and me. What are the results? And the question is really from Premier Peckford of why is this not going to be made public? Why is this not a public inquiry? Because the final results are actually going to be submitted to the very people that supported enacting the Emergency Act to begin with. And so what is the result going to be for you and me? The average Canadian who have had their Charter of Rights absolutely trampled on and disrespected since the beginning of this COVID pandemic. So my advice to you is to email and write your senators, your members of parliament, and to also get involved this June in the Ontario election. You may not be from Ontario, but you may be from another province. So please get involved in your provincial elections and start calling and emailing your elected officials at the federal level and say, look, we want this open. We want it transparent to the public. We don't want any more secrets. We don't want you claiming cabinet confidential in the evidence that you don't have. Your cupboard is bare. And so let's hear how you went about justifying beating Canadians with your police and beating veterans in front of the National War Memorial.